Hey, welcome to another Valley Forged, or I should say, ho, welcome to another Valley Forged. Getting close to Christmas here. It's beginning in November in the United States. Whenever you're going to be watching this video, I wanted to make a Christmas greeting card on WeCreat Vision, and I figured I'd take you through that and have some fun. And one of the great things about lasers is being able to make gifts. You could not only make the card, you could make picture frames, and put a picture in it, Christmas decorations, all kinds of things that are very simple. And the WeCreat Vision, if you were a complete beginner and you had this machine, you literally could make all of those things in a few days without any experience. And so I figured I would take you through. In the last video, I showed you how I made the bicycle, I made the picture, but now I guess you could make the picture frame for that, right? So lots of things you could do. Maybe I'll run through the software. I noticed this one has layers, which we didn't have in the last video, so I will go over that. And let's have some fun. All right. I clicked Add to Canvas. You just click make it. It takes you to the site. You buy it. It's there. It's in your inventory. We're going to go over to new project. We're going to say it'll automatically do this when you buy it. I saved it. So we can show you just saved it right here. It says wood 3D Christmas card. You can see the rest of the stuff I made is still here. 3D wood Christmas card, and bam, it shows up. Now, what you'll see different than the last video I did when I made the bike, that was all one layer. In this one, we have 3 layers. If you click on each layer, it will show you what is in that layer. Now, you can create your own layers. So just kind of like Lightburn or most of the other software for lasers, you don't have to leave everything on one layer, which is nice. Now, for this, most of the stuff is on one layer because you can see it's a cut. You have layer 2 here, which is a regular engrave, so that just cuts the lines basically, but that don't go all the way through. And then layer 3, this is fill engrave, which is going to be a full engrave. And what you see here when that popped up, you can see this is the depth that it's going to engrave. Now, this is for basswood right here. And if you can just click on this and say, okay, I want it this dark, right? You can see how these turn color. You could say, I think this is the one that I want. I'm going to go with this. That is such an unbelievable feature that I really would like to see other softwares implement. That is pretty freaking sweet. So we're going to go back to layer 1, and you can see it's all on the board here, and I'm going to hit refresh, and it's going to show me how that's on the board. It just looks perfect. I just set the board in there that I just bought from a craft store, standard, and there it is. I'm going to hit the autofocus button, and we're going to watch it do its thing. All right, so we are cutting away, about 3/4 done, I would say. And you can tell that it's cutting through because if you look at some of the smaller items, you can see they've fallen through. I guess that's one nice thing about having a knife bed is some of the smaller objects fall through and you know it's working. Sometimes when you look at the shapes, you're like, is it really cutting out? What colors am I going to make it? That is the big decision, is coloring. It's part of the fun, You could leave it wood, but then I would miss out on half the fun. Well, as you can see, I've had an absolute blast with the WeCreat Vision. I mean, everything that you see, I made in 2 days. The first day you saw my video, I made this and the bike, and I had so much fun. And so yesterday I was like, I want to make something for Christmas. I looked through and I found this template. Of course, you know, they show this all made out of wood, but I have paint, I have markers. What I was really thinking is how much fun this would be to do with the family. You know, my son's grown up now, but imagine I've got, you know, a 10, 12-year-old kid in the house, and I would like to show him how to make this. I did not glue this at all. There's no, the only glue I put, you have to glue the harness here onto the reindeer. That is the only glue on this. The parts fit together perfectly. And they're on there solid. This is on there solid. But I could always take it apart and paint it more and put it back together. But it turned out wonderfully. I'm super happy with it. I had one of the most fun times I've had with lasers, and I have a lot of fun time with lasers. But the fact that it was just so easy, that I just picked it out, it automatically downloaded onto it. It downloaded onto the full screen that fit my wood perfectly. The wood that you buy at the craft store, it literally fit perfectly. Everything fit on it. I cut it out, I painted it, I put it together, and there it is. And that's, I love the figuring out things with lasers, but it's also kind of nice when you could just hit the button and it cuts it out. You know, I just picked the type of wood that it was. I made this out of birch plywood, 3mm. I just put that right into the machine and it cut it out. And yeah, I can just imagine saying, hey, let's make something for mom today. And then, you know, by the end of the day, we've painted this and we've had some good family time. Same with a bike. Everybody in a family loves a bike, and, you know, you can make this for them. And I think the kids would just have absolute blast. Lots of safety features on the WeCreat, so it does lend itself to that sort of thing. So, of course, I'm in my jammies because, you know, dress for the job you want, right? And this just so happens to be my job, having a blast making things. So I do want to thank WeCreat for sending this out to me. I have had a very enjoyable time. My final thoughts on the laser is the actual laser is really amazing. And I've said this before, it is built like a tank. They were not messing around when they were engineering this. They really spent a lot of time and energy on it. My chief complaints are maybe the software. It's, you know, if you're going to do this kind of thing, oh my gosh, come on. No brainer. It does it so perfectly. It has the AI. If you've watched my other videos, it has the AI built in. It has a lot of SVGs built in that you could do a ton of things and never leave, you know, their stuff. But once you get past all of that and you start wanting to create things yourself that get very detailed, I think the software has a ways to go. They have updated it a few times. I actually put out the latest version. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there to have instruction manuals showing you how to use it and putting in advanced features and doing things so that you could create this kind of stuff from scratch. They have said they're going to integrate with Lightburn, so I'm looking for that, but no word on that yet. So let's continue to see what happens with WeCreat. Like I said, they didn't skimp on building this machine, and that does make me believe that they're in this. They will, you know, could be one of the next big players in the laser space. So I'm gonna keep my eye on them. And I absolutely have had so much fun making this stuff and working with the machine. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Love y'all.